Hello children, a warm welcome to you all. In the previous topics, you have learnt about the excretory system in human beings and the mechanism of urine formation. Let us recap the important points once again. Excretion is the process of removal of waste from the body. The excretory system comprises a pair of kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder and urethra. Nephrons are the functional units found in the kidneys. The formation of the urine involves 4 stages called glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption, tubular secretion, concentration of urine. I am Maunika. Today we will explain to you the topic excretion in other organisms from the lesson Life Processes of Class 10 Biology. Learning outcomes. After studying this topic, you will be knowing about excretion in unicellular organisms, excretion in multicellular organisms, excretion in plants, secondary metabolites in plants. Keywords: osmoregulation, contractile vacuole, flame cells, raphides, secondary metabolites, alkalides, tannins, latex, resins. Secretion. We know that all organisms have different mechanisms or processes of digestion, respiration, transportation, excretion, etc. The complexity of the excretory system also increases with unicellular to the multicellular organisms. Excretion in other organisms. Different organisms use varied strategies in excretion. Specific excretory organs are absent in unicellular organisms. These organisms remove waste products by simple diffusion from the body surface into the surrounding water. Freshwater organisms like amoeba and paramecium possesses osmoregulatory organelles called contractile vacuoles. It collects water and waste from the body, swells up, reach the surface and burst to release its content to outside. The main excretion process takes place through the body's surface by osmosis. Multicellular organisms possess different excretory organs for the removal of waste materials from the body. The structural and functional complexity of excretory organs increases from sponges to humans. The sponges and coelentrates do not have a specific excretory organs as water bathes almost all their cells. Excretory structures that appear for the first time in flatworms of Platyhelminthes are known as flame cells. Let's observe the different excretory organs in different organisms in the table shown here. Excretion and release of a substance in plants. Do plants also excrete like animals? This would be an amazing question to answer. You are aware that a variety of end products are formed during the metabolism, and of these, the nitrogenous wastes are important. Plants do not have specific organs to excrete these wastes. Plants break down waste substances at a much slower rate than animals. Hence, the accumulation of waste is also much slower. Green plants growing in shade and plants that do not possess chlorophyll produce carbon dioxide and water as respiratory waste products. Oxygen itself can be considered as a waste product generated during photosynthesis. It exists outside through the stomata of the leaves and lenticels of the stem. How do plants manage or send out waste products from their body? Plants can get rid of excess water by a process like transpiration and guttation. Dew-like water droplets on the leaves of grass are seen in the early mornings during the humid climate. The excess water present in the plants exits in the form of a liquid due to root pressure. This phenomenon is called guttation, and it takes place through specialized cells called hydrathoids. The plant waste products may be stored in leaves, bark, and fruits. The dead leaves, bark, and ripe fruits fall off from the tree to get rid of the waste products. Waste gets stored in the fruits in the form of solid bodies called raphides. However, several compounds are synthesized by plants for their own use or for defense. Many plants synthesize chemicals and store them in roots, leaves, seeds, etc. for protection against herbivores. Most of the chemicals are unpleasant to taste. Hence, herbivores usually do not prefer to eat such plants. Some of the chemicals are toxic and may even kill the animals that eats them. Some of the plants secrete chemicals when injured. These chemicals seal the wound and help the plant to recover from an injury. Some of the plants release attractants for other organisms which will help the plants for pollination, seed dispersal, or even in their nutrition. For example, leguminous plant having root nodules secrete chemicals to attract rhizobia bacteria into the root surroundings. The plants form a symbiotic relationship with rhizobium. These compounds are called secondary metabolites. The biochemical substances produced in plants are of two types: primary metabolites and secondary metabolites. Materials like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins are primary metabolites. The materials are required for normal growth and development are secondary metabolites. Example: alkaloids, tannins, resins, gums, latex, etc. Plants produce these chemicals for their own use, but humans use them for their own benefit. These are generally colored and fragrant. Alkaloids, these are nitrogenous byproducts and poisonous. These are stored in different parts of the plants. Common alkaloids in plants and their uses are given below. Tannins are carbon compounds that are stored in different parts of plants and are deep brown in color. Tannins are used in the tanning of leather and in medicines. Example: cassia and acacia. Resins occur mostly in gymnosperms in specialized passages called resin passages. These are used in varnishes, example pinus. Gums. Plants like neem and acacia ooze out a sticky substance called gum when branches are cut. The gums swells by absorbing water and helps in the healing of damaged parts of a plant. Gums are economically valuable and used as adhesives and binding agents in the preparation of medicines, food, etc. Latex is a sticky, milky white substance secreted by plants. Latex is stored in latex cells or latex vessels. Rubber is prepared from the latex of Hevea braziliensis rubber plant. Latex from Jatropha is a source of biodiesel. Chewing gum is a type of gum for chewing made dates back 5000 years. Modern chewing gum was originally made of chicle, natural latex from the plant. Whenever pollen grains enter our body, they cause allergies due to the presence of nitrogenous substances. These allergens cause skin allergy and asthma. Example: Parthenium. Brueggemann, a botanist, proved from his experiments that the roots not only absorb fluid from the soil but return a portion of their peculiar secretion back into it. For instance, a single apple crop for 4 to 5 years continuously in the same soil fails to produce fruits due to root secretion and will not give a proper yield even if you use a lot of fertilizers. Excretion versus secretion. Excretion and secretion are the same in nature, since both are involved in the passage or movement of materials. Both processes move and eliminate unwanted components from the body. Excretion is the removal of materials from a living being, while secretion is the movement of materials from one point to another point. So, secretion is active while excretion is passive in nature. Humans excrete materials such as tears, urine, carbon dioxide and sweat, while the secretions include enzymes, hormones and saliva. In plants, excretion occurs through roots into their surroundings and falling of leaves and bark. Secretions occur in the plant body in the form of latex, resins, gums, etc.